I know by now you know what is happening between Israel and Palestine. You know, this issue is a very sensitive issue because it is something that has been going on for a very long time. And once you talk about it, it's either your account is going to be terminated or that particular video that you made is going to be blocked by either Facebook or the social media that you posted it on. So even before making this video, I had to consult some other people to get their feedbacks on what they think about me talking about this sensitive issue. But they all encouraged me not to do it. Yeah, because of the issue that might happen after I post the video. You see, brothers and sisters in Islam, after years of oppression that our brothers and sisters in the other parts of the world are going through. And this is the time that they said enough is enough. This is the time that they realize that we have to come out and speak so that people can know who is right and who is wrong. Now that they've done that, people are trying to point fingers at them, saying that they are the ones that are doing the wrong thing. This is the work of the media. See, before you would understand the issue between Israel and Palestine, you have to go back to history and see how or what caused their fighting in the first place. If you are able to do this, then for you to even support one nation over the other nation, it will be an easy job for you because you now understand the root of all these problems. And when you get the root of the problem, then you can fish out and understand who is at fault. Although I'm not going to be sitting here to say to you that this nation is at fault or this nation is at fault. No, that is not the job that I need to do here. But I'm just here to explain to you the fact that there is history, and the history that has been written down is something that goes in the favor of those who have been oppressed for a very long time. You see, when you go back in time, when you go back in the years of 1947, this was when the first war between Arab and Israel started. Now, this war was as a result of the separation that the UN did to the historical Palestine. You see, I'm talking about historical Palestine because the historical Palestine is a nation or a country that includes Israel today and the Palestinian land together. So when you combine the Israel land and the Palestinian land together, then we call it the historical Palestine. During the First World War, when British were controlling the historical Palestine, there were a number of Jews that were found in that particular region of the land. And then we have native Palestinians who were also there. So the native Palestinians wanted independence from the British control, and the Jews who were at that time living in the Palestinian country also wanted a separate nation on their own so that they can build their nation. This was the plea or the promise that they took to the British so that the British can form alliance with them in order to fight the Ottoman Empire, which was controlling both Palestinian, Egypt, part of Jordan and Syria. So the British wanted to control these other nations. So by doing that, they had to form alliance with Jews and the Arabs in Palestine so that they can go and then fight the Ottoman Empire so that the British can take hold of the other nations. But you see, interestingly, that particular thing happened when the Ottoman Empire was kicked out of the system. Now, the British now handed over the issue of the Palestinians, that is the native Palestinians and the Jews, into the hands of the United Nations. And then the United Nations had to do a separation so that it can give a portion of the Palestinian land to the Israelis and then give the other portion to the Palestinians. But the Bayaz came when 55% of the land was given to the Israel, and only 45% was given to the Palestinians. This was the beginning of the end. This was where the war started, and this was what started the wrath of anger between these two nations. Brothers and sisters in Islam, it is sad. It is sad for young children to be denied education. It is sad for parents to be denied food. It is sad for adults to be denied homes. It is so sad. And that is what these people are trying to do to the Palestinian people. And now you are sitting behind there, and then you are pointing fingers at the Palestinians, saying that they are the ones that attacked the Israel. Have you forgotten what the Israel have done over the years? Have you forgotten the kind of operation that the Israel brought upon the Palestinians? And now that the Palestinians have said enough is enough, and are trying to protect themselves from what the Israel people have done to them for a very long time, this is the time that you are pointing fingers and saying that they are the ones that have done the wrong thing. You are saying that they are the ones that need to be kicked out of the system. No, that is not how it works. That is not how it works. Because the native Palestinians were there when the Jews were coming into their country. The Jews were trying to run away from a different country so that they can save themselves. Because during World War One, do you know what happened? Jews and Arabs were being killed in the European nations. So these particular people had to leave or migrate these European countries and find their way in other countries. And the majority countries that they came to were either part of Asia and Africa. They came there to find abode. And the Jews, when they did, they found their way in Palestine. After they got the 55% land which was designated by the UN to them, they then also went ahead to start conquering other portions of the continent so that they can what? So that they can take some portions of the land of Egypt and also parts of Jordan and Syria in addition to their land. And this happened during the first war between the Arabs and the Israelites. You realize that during this first war, the Israelites were successful. They were able to capture some portions of the Egyptian land and also part of the Jordan or the Syrian land. And then after they did this capturing, it didn't stop there. They also went ahead for a second war. And the second war was when the Israelites also captured East Jerusalem. Now, East Jerusalem at that time contained Masjidul-Aqsa. This Masjidul-Aqsa is a monument that is very, very important to Christians. It is very important to Muslims, and it has well importance to the Jews. As a result, the international community has recognized the East Jerusalem as a land that is for nobody. So which means no one has its hands on that particular land. Nobody has to touch that particular land because it is very important to all three people. But no, the Israelites said no. So after they went to the Second World War, they fought with Egypt. They were able to capture East Jerusalem, and then they illegally claimed that Masjid-Aqsa was theirs, making them an enemy to the international union. This is because the rules and regulations that have been set against the person or the nation that is going to take hold of this locality or that particular locality, Israel broke it. So they have gone against the rules and regulations sent by the international union. And that is why majority of the European countries are not in support of what they are doing. You see, brothers and sisters, it, it is so sad. It is so sad. And today there are people that are sitting on cameras. There are people that are in comment section trying to point fingers at Palestinians and say that these are the people that are doing the wrong thing. That the Palestinians are supposed to be taken out of their land. How can you tell me this story? Palestinians are the people that have been oppressed for a very long time. See, they've been denied education, they've been denied healthcare, they've been denied quality water. Nothing has been done to them. All their buildings have been collapsed. All these things are steps that the Israelites took so that they can try to push away the Palestinians away. They try to push the Palestinians out of the Palestinian land so that the Israelites can take all the land and then assume that it is theirs. And then the Palestinians said, no, that is not what is going to happen. And now we are here sitting there trying to say this. No, brother, my sister. No, this is not right. This is not right. I know that we Muslims on the other side of the world are not feeling what they are going through. But what we can do to them is that we can include them in our prayer. Once we include them in our prayer, then indeed Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is going to come to their aid. And when that happens, and then they are able to win, then it means that all Muslims around the world have also won, brothers and sisters in Islam. So today I say to you, brothers and sisters in Islam, do not take your wrath on other people and start insulting them for the comments that they'll be saying, or for them going against Palestinians for trying to protect their land. But make sure that you make dua to them. Make sure that you make supplications to them. Make sure that you pray that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala comes to the aid of these people. And once they have been saved, the other Muslims in the other countries will also benefit from that which they benefit from.